Okay, the last thing we're going to do today is to do a little more exploring on your three-letter I phonogram. I want you to take your student workbooks and turn to page 117. You're going to notice there's quite a few words on here that have the IGH in them, the phonogram I. What I want you to do is to cut them out. You can either work in pairs or in your table groups or as an entire class and sort them into how the words are similar. Now I'll give you a hint. There's only two categories that you're going to sort them into. Now, you should probably pause the video at this point because I'm going to keep going. What did you notice about the words on that page that you sorted? What were your two categories? You should have had some words that are just plain IGH at the end of the word, right? And some that had an IGH and then they ended in a T. Did you notice that? And in those words, the IGH was always at the end of the word, end of the English word, or there was a T at the end, and the IGH was before it. So let's talk about an English rule that has GH as part of it. So let's look at our rule here. See how you have a line and a GH and a line and a GHT? We kind of just saw that, right? And look, they're at the end of the words. GH, this GH is usually going to be at the end, or it's going to be at the end with a T after it. This represents sound. This means no, and then there's an or, and I'm covering this with my finger because there's a mistake on our card. It should say, but there's a T there. I'm going to cover it for now so we can get the correct rule. Here's what the rule says. Phonograms ending in GH are used only at the end of a base word or before the letter T, which is what you saw, right? The GH was at the end of the base word or before the letter T. Now the GH is either going to be silent, meaning you don't hear it. And think about it. In all those words, you did not hear the GH. You only heard an I sound. Or it's going to make a F sound, like an F. Now, the tricky thing about these words is not a single one of them does the GH make a F sound. And it's because we're talking mostly about the IGH, which goes I. So like if you look here, look at this word. It's S, I, sigh. Now, do you hear the GH sound? Do I say S-I-G-H? No. We know that that three-letter I, GH, is making its I sound. So, in this word, the GH is silent. It's not making any sound. Now, everyone always asks, but Mr. Slates, if that's true, if there was not a single word in that page that we sorted, when does the GH ever make a F sound? Well, it's not very often. So let me give you two examples. This is a pretty common example, of course, right? This is the word laugh. Laugh. Do you hear how the GH is making a F sound? And this is the word rough. Rough. And the GH is making a F sound. Now, AUGH and OUGH are actually their own phonograms that we will learn later. But I just wanted to make sure you knew that occasionally that GH will make a F sound. Most of the time, it is silent. Okay, so we've done a lot today. We've introduced two new phonograms. We've talked about R-controlled vowels that can be lazy and make an sound. And now we've discovered a little bit more about the IGH and the GH itself. Hopefully all of these things put together will help you as you go to do your spelling list this week. Have a good day.